What was it alluding to?
Can't really remember. It'll come back to me. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Oh,
Shalom, shalom.
shalom.
Sure. All right, shalom.
Shalom.
We the Hebrew Israelites, we come in week and week out to prophesy the downfall of America. But prior to getting started, we want to face the east and give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem Kakadash.
want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutation to you. I want to full one which is truth and sincerity and diligence. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, another weekend on the highways and hedges to do the bidding of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua as we were commanded to do. Right, in the land of our oppressors. Right, where the Lord has given us the remembrance of who we are. Right, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives go back to the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Right, what Esau tries to, what a heathen tries to, try to hide that identity. Right, tried to use replacement theology to steal our identity, right, and give us bywords and proverbs. Can we get that curse Deuteronomy 28? He titled us what? Niggas. What do you call it? It's called wetbacks. They called us monkeys. What else they called them? What's another word? Oh, you got it right there.
Speaks and shit.
Spicks and shit. You know, instead of calling us all of these degrading terms, rather than calling us what by who the names that we were given from Yahweh Shalom from heaven. Right, the brother got it right here. So we were Israelites. We were Israelites, Jews. In 1492, we were Indians. 1820, we was the N-word. In 1832, we were Negroes. In the 1950s, we were colors. 65, then blacks. 1970, Afro-Americans, African Americans, and then back in 2022, you got Israelites right there. You know,
Yeah.
right? But we've returned right to our customs, right? We've returned to calling on the true names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? And great fear fell upon this devil, right, when he began to see the men of the Lord, right, on the highways and hedges, right, prophesying this truth.
But look though,
Go ahead.
before we came to Calvary, when I just telling you that we were listening to that little track, and I say like he got a real problem because for so long we was lost. For so long we didn't know who we was, but now we have awakened. We got a real problem on this hand now.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you're bringing that out. Well, that's the spirit that you're bringing
That's
that
the
out.
spirit.
This
got
is, This is Deuteronomy 28 and 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Right. So we were led into what we were in captivity under all heathen, under all nations. Right. The scripture says what nation had not taken part in her spoil, but no matter where we go, right, no matter where you go in the world, we're considered undesirable. You see, the nation that nobody wants around. When you go into these different stores, these heathenistic hair stores, and you know, back on Minister Society, you know, back when was Minister Society? What year was those years?
Like in the 80s.
And like, all right, so let's say about like in the 80s. Yeah, I remember on the beginning of Minister Society when they went into those Goop stores, right? Them Goops was like, hurry up and buy. You know what I'm saying? X, Y, and Z. But then they actually came out around the time that I was growing up. They came out with Don't Be a Minister Society, the comical one.
Yeah.
But when he opened up the door, right, and nigga, you know what I'm saying? So no matter where we go, no matter what land that we're in, right? Y'all get closer. No matter what land that we're in, we're going to be considered what by these bywords and proverbs, right? Under the heathen where the Lord have sent us, man, and the land of our captivities. You got it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I run it.
All right, this is Lamentations 2 and 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thy enemies have opened their mouths against thee, they hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we've looked for. We have found, we have seen it.
Yep, and they swallowed us up, man. by taking away our customs, taking away our holy tongue, right? By like you ever seen you know what I'm talking about? What that movie called Roots, right? He telling him, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? He Kuta Kinte, but he beat that he beat the language of his nativity out of him, you know, and that's what it was alluding to by telling them, hey, your name is Toby, right? So these things were beat out of us and we were given unto the hands of our enemies because what? It said the heathen say that this is the day which we waited for, right? To see the fall of Jerusalem. You see? And we failed because of what? Our disobedience, because of our idol worship, right? We were given into the possessions of a lawless or the lawless nation. Don't it say that? It say it call a heathen lawless, you know? So that means if they're not governed by any laws, right? There's nothing that he wouldn't do. You know, scriptures liken Esau, not likened to, it tells you that he is the basis of man. You see, so with the basis of man comes with that mentality, that mindset, those thoughts. That's why everything in this rulership, everything in this kingdom is corrupt. Everything is set out of order. Everything is wicked. Everything is full of folly. The scripture says that when wicked walketh on every side, when the vilest man is exalted. So it's all because of what? The base man, the servant that is in authority, man. You see?
Yeah,
You got it.
See, and everything that's negative, he attached it to our people. Everything that, you know, that like anything that happened, it's like the heathens teach their daughters and sons not to deal with our nation.
Yep.
You know, even right now, we wouldn't us as you know, Hebrew Israelites and understanding who we are, coming back to our customs. We wouldn't deal. I wouldn't want to deal with no nigga woman, you know, that's acting like a, you know, a nigga for real. You know, but as a nation, these heathens are taught to not deal with us. Like the Edomites tell their daughter, you're gonna have a hard life. You know, the Gooks, you know, they'll tell the same thing. You're gonna have a hard life. You know, stay away from these people. You know, but really and truly, the one who you need to stay away from is the red man, because he's not white. He's the red man, Esau Edom. You know, he's the cancer of the earth. He's the one that puts all the, you know, the defilement in the earth. You know,
he's the foul. Can we get Ecclesiastes 1:14?
Okay.
Let me see.
This is Ecclesiastes 4:14. It says,
because we're going into Esau being the basis of man, right? He's being because even in the book of Job it said, I will not have him amongst my flock, right, or amongst my dogs, right? So that shows you how base, excuse me, Salakia, and how vile he is as how vile they are as a nation. You see, so go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 14:4. For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor.
Right. So Esau Edom, right? Remember, prior to the Renaissance, where was he? Right? Where was he? He was cast down, right? Because you had that Roman Empire had failed, right? And they clave to the rocks. You see? And another talking point is that what him being in that prison, you see, that talks about that in the book of Revelation, the 20th chapter, right? Prior to him being loose for a little season, right? He was in prison, right? We ruled, right? We were in authority, you know, but it said out of prison, he come into reign. So when he came into reign after that, in the time of that Renaissance period, right? Migrating all the way over to what you would call the Americans. Did you want to say something?
No, go ahead, you got it.
Right. Just going into this empire actually springing up, right? Everyone becomes poor in his empire, man. You see, even his own people, right? That's why, you see, we're not worried about base level Israelites, not Israelites, like we're not worried about base level Edomites, right? Your everyday vagabond, you know, we're worried about the elites of the nation of Edom, man, right? Because you're going to be the first fruits of slavery, man.
We're not even worried about you. We're talking to you when we come out here. We're letting you know the message of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. We've sent, the Lord has placed the spirit upon us for us to tell you that we know who you is. Your ass is going into slavery. We have awakened, right? Yep. And we read not the scriptures. You know, your downfall, man.
Yeah, we're on to your bullshit.
America's the glory of your kingdom.
The glory of your kingdom. And don't it talks about that in the book of Revelation 14? And like the brother said, this is what we were commanded to do. Right? Can we get that Baruch 2? You have some more now? No, that was it. I think that was the only point I wanted. You had another one?
Precept?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is
Oh.
this is Revelations 11 and 9. It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So the thing is that for three days and a half, that goes into 350 years. All right, 3.5, right? That same 1,260 days, that's all the same thing. Times and the dividing of time, yeah. That's all the same thing. So those 350 years, we were without understanding and knowledge of who we are, man, because was taken away from us. So from 1620 to 1970, we were without understanding and knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now you had the commandment keepers, but it wasn't until Elder Abba Bivens came teaching Yahushua, right? Yep. So we was without that, and so now at this point, well, not at this point, but we know because we entered into other men's labor. You know, we've been in this truth just a little time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now we standing on our feet, man, and the Spirit of the Lord has swept the earth. Yeah. And now that's what the brother was saying. Great fear has fell upon Esau Edom, because that phenomenon that happened, that Willie Lynch is talking about, that's that phenomenon that has happened. Yep. Because now we know who we are. Yes. And according to him, it wasn't supposed to happen. Yep. The last thing he wanted was niggas to figure out who they were. Yep. So-called niggas. You know? And now you got a nigga named Hokel Malone chasing and following around the Israelites. Yep. He following around the Israelites all across the earth. He go to London. He go wherever there is. He just was at Cleveland. Yeah, he was just in Cleveland, Virginia, messing with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? He go to all these different places to come get at us. All right, man, why you don't go down to the Baptist church or the Pentecostal church? Why you don't do all of that? Or why you don't go to those small hats that's in our land right now claiming to be the people? Yeah. Because they're not, man. Yep. So because you're set up by the elites, man, to try to come up against the truth. You wicked nigga, man. You wicked Haman. Yep. Hey, yes, Mona? Yeah. Go ahead. It says, verse 11, it says, and shall not suffer their dead bodies be put in graves. Now you see when it says they didn't suffer our dead bodies be put in graves. See, we were spiritually dead. Okay, we were spiritually dead. How were we spiritually dead? Because the scripture says in Proverbs, I believe, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So without understanding the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you are considered dead, unalive. You see? So once we got this knowledge, we became alive. But when it says they suffer not their bodies to be put in graves, what that mean? That mean the other nations, they knew who we were. Yep. But you know what they did? According to the parable in the book of Matthew or Mark, the dogs came and licked the swords. Yep. So what they did, they capitalized on our downfall. They capitalized on everything that we was lacking. They capitalized on us not knowing who we are. So that's why judgment must come down on the other nations, especially Esau Edom. Go ahead. It says to be put in graves, right? And to be put in graves means to tell us who we were would have gave us rest. And not necessarily that kind of rest, but the rest of not knowing who we are, not knowing who to call on to, not knowing the truth. You know, that followed us as a nation. Yeah, they basically help oppress us and make us bear, right? You played a part in making us bear, right? Because who was that? Cyrus that allowed us to rebuild the temple. Put out the decree. Right, put out the decree that you other heathen had the same chance and opportunity to do the same thing. Let us know who we were. Let us know our, X, Y, and Z, what land we come from. But you sided with this devil and hid our nationality because what? It's always a struggle, right? For power, right? And just like in every empire, every rulership, you had subjects, right? They rather have us as subjects than have us closer to our power and be full of power, man. You see, because when our power was with us, right, we were prospering, But as long as that they could keep us, and that's what it's all about, to keep the so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native American Indians farther away from their power. So we're gonna give you idols. We're gonna give you idolatry. We're gonna feed you pork and pork rinds and pig feet. We're gonna give you nigger culture because all of that bullshit was funded by you fucking small hats and you Edomites, man. You see, this devil is not neglecting or hiding who he is. He's putting it in your face, right? The first thing that he do now is that he show you that he supported those small hats over there. Now he's merging his military and so these things of that nature, right? With those small hats over there. So he's showing you who he is, man. You see? I still got some more.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, verse 10, it says, and they dwelt upon the earth, and they that dwelt upon the earth shall rejoice over them, make merry, and shall send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth. So they made merry about this, man.
Mm-hmm.
They rejoiced over this, man.
Yeah, say, right? This is the day which we waited for. You read it earlier.
Yeah.
The heathen could not wait for us to fall and fuck up, man.
Yeah.
Right? But through that falling away, now the Lord have reserved unto himself a remnant that will wake up.
Uh-huh.
That's what it talks about. It says that after those 3 days and have they stood upon those feet, their feet. That's the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Right? Standing upon their feet, rebuking in the gates, prophesying. Read that.
This is Proverbs 8:34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of Yahweh. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul, and they that hate me love death.
Yeah, right. And a beautiful point in that verse is that what the beginner said. It said that what? Blessed is he that what?
Find me.
That find me, right? And we were given the ability, right, via the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai, right, to what? To receive this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the land of our captivity, and remember ourselves and give all infinite honor and praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai, which are the true names of the Father and his Son. You see? And it said that what? Blessed is he that what? It didn't say rebuke in my gates. It said that standing. What it said?
That watch it and wait it.
That watch it daily at my gates. This is the gates of the Lord. The elect of the Lord standeth at the gates. You see?
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that's rebuked. Like it say they hated him that rebuketh in the gates.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So we're rebuking in the gates, man. You see? And usually when you go into the gate of a city, right? You would have men there ready to meet you to figure out, hey,
what's your business?
What's your business?
Uh-huh.
You know, and that's the form of what the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua doing in today's time, man. You see, building up that tabernacle of David, man. You see, go ahead.
It says, verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right. So great fear fell upon this devil. And he's trembling in his boots as of now, man. Mm-hmm. And he's been trembling in his boots. Right. I remember that the apostles and the elders were saying how they had a
limousine
type nigga pulled up and was like, you know, how y'all get this information? How y'all get this? You know, they spent billions. Billions is not a small thing. To spend billions of dollars, that means you intentionally put resources into hiding and withholding this information. You see, but it was nothing that you could do against the truth before. You can't fight against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. How can you fight against the author and the creator of all things? If he set it in stone for us to fall away and then have a remnant that received this word, that's exactly what was going to happen. You see, can we get Ezekiel? You have some more? I want to leave. You got no more. Get Ezekiel 37. You see, because it's going into what? We were dead, right? We were once dead. We were in that dead estate. We were living according to this world. We were walking just like these niggas were, right? We were blind at one point. You see, but now the Lord has given us the eye salve that we have the ability to see, right? Having this wisdom, not your understanding. Having this this light. This wisdom, not your understanding is likened to the light, man. Right? What do you say? That thy law shall be a lamp unto my feet. Right? So we're able to have a foresight of what's in front of us and what's ahead. Just like prophecy. See, the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. So if you have the spirit of the Lord, you have the foresight of what's coming. It said that the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But we're only able to do that is by what? The Lord having us stand upon our feet and remember ourselves. We're gonna get that. You got that, Ezekiel?
This is Ezekiel 37:1. And the hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit, carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Uh-huh.
And I answer, Oh Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, thou knowest.
Yep. So we were those dry and dead bones, man. If a bone is dry and dead, that means it's fully decomposed at one point. We were through. You see, we would throw it off into nigger culture, like we talked about, rap culture, beatbox culture, whatever the case you want to be, adultery, right? Idol worship, which is the main thing. We would throw it off, man. You look into the world now, like, sometimes you may have like a heart towards your people, right? Like, damn, like, man, look
That's
at
still
Jay.
my nation.
That's still my nation. But it's like, we realize that a lot of you niggas gotta die.
Yeah.
Right. And we will, and what allows us to see that is having that spirit placed upon us, right? Because now we're looking back like, damn, we was doing this.
This is why you niggas
this is
gotta
what
die.
you niggas gotta go. Go ahead.
And if I can make a point, he said, like, when something is dry, like, let's just say like a tree.
What it do? Come holler at me.
When something is dry like a tree, right? It basically ain't got no life in it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So if we was dried up, man, we ain't had no life in us. I can read a precept out.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 7:12. For wisdom is a defense, and money a defense.
It's a defense,
But excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
So we receive life by receiving the spirit of Yahweh Shai, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. You see what I'm saying? So it says that what? This is the defense which we have, right? It says that what? To put therefore on the whole armor of Yahweh Shai, right? That's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's this truth, right? To be fully embodied in this truth, man. You see? You got it.
It says in a verse 4, it says, again, he said unto me, prophesying to these bones.
What's up, bro?
What's happening, brother?
What's up, bro? How you been? You good? It's good to see you, bro. Yeah, we're doing good, bro. So look, yes, what we was doing, right? We're ultimately out here to prophesy, right, the downfall of Babylon the Great, which Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures, is America. All right, and not only that, but to proclaim to our people, which are the 12 tribes that you said. You ever seen this sign before? All right. So look, check this out. This sign goes to what? The 12 tribes of Israel, right? Which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right? This side goes into our biblical names, right? We were once called Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, all the way down, Ephraim, all the way down to Issachar. The Bible gives us these terms, these names. This is what we were called after, right? When we came to America by the way of cargo slave ships, we were given Negroes, West Indies, this right here, niggers, colors, spicks, wetbacks, Guatemalans to Panamalians, all of these different terms, Haitians, right? Mexicans. These are the bywords and proverbs that they called us, right? But we really go back to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which are the tribes. You see?
I ask him a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you know how, like the brother was saying, you know how our nation, black people, got over here? How we got over here?
That's where I was gonna go.
Okay.
So, like, how did us as blacks, right? And it wasn't even only just blacks, right? It was all of the southern. So Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, this is the southern kingdom, right? We came over here together. You already had what you'll call your Dominicans, your Guatemalans, the Panamalans. Yeah, so look, check this out. So from Simeon all the way down to Issachar, they was already here. They called natives, the history of the Native Americans, so on and so forth, right? They were already in this land, right? But Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they came by way of what? How did so-called, the history is that what? Negroes came to America how? Yeah, I'm asking you.
How did they come in?
How did we get here? Get Deuteronomy 28.
Okay, this is Deuteronomy.
You know that's in the scriptures. That's in the Bible. We read not the Bible, brother. All right. The Bible holds prophecies. The scripture says to seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. The book of the Lord is the scriptures. All right. So go ahead.
This is
You got a picture you trying to hold up?
I don't know if I had it in my mind.
Yeah. I'm
You're
about to show you. You're right.
This is
about to show you.
This Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
All right, so it said that the Lord will bring thee into Egypt again with ships, right? That Egypt is not talking about the land Egypt, all right? That Egypt goes into what? Bondage and slavery, right? Because Egypt means double straight. It means bondage or slavery, right? So go ahead, Ak.
This is Exodus 20 and 2. I am the Lord thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
See, so Egypt means the house of bondage. See, so he said, I will bring thee into Egypt again. Now, mind you, who gave the laws? Because right now, all throughout the Bible, it's about Israel, 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 right? So right here with the law, who did the Lord get the laws to give to Israel? But we the Israelites, right? But who did the Lord give his laws to? We were given laws, statutes, and commandments, right? And in these laws, we were given what to do, what not to do. Can we get 1 and then 15, just to kind of give them a little.
This is Deuteronomy.
This is what when I say law, statutes, commandments, this is what I mean. We're about to read it to you.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea between Paran and Tophel and Laban and Hazarok in this half.
So who's speaking right here? No. Read it again at the top.
These be the words which Moses spake.
So who's speaking? Moses. So you know when we were kids, we learned about Moses and how he led the children of Israel out of Egypt, right? And they were in the wilderness, you know, and things of that nature. You don't remember that as a kid growing up? Okay, so the Lord sent Moses to deliver us from out of the hand of the Egyptians, right? From under the hand of Pharaoh, right? You ever heard the saying, let my people go? Okay. All right, we got you. So look, Moses is the one that the Lord gave the law, statutes, and commandments to give to the nation of Israel. All right. So go ahead up.
So look, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse.
Yeah, we got you. Look,
Just Deuteronomy.
if you don't get something, ask me to repeat it or ask this brother to repeat it.
Uh-huh.
All right. Hey, let us read this real quick. Read the last verse.
All right, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, slavery.
So slavery, he will bring you into slavery. Egypt means bondage of slavery. He will bring you into slavery again with ships. When you go into slavery, I just delivered you out of Egypt, right? But this time when you go back to Egypt, you're going to go with what? With ships. You see, go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold to your enemies for bondman and bondwomen, and no man
shall buy you. That buy means save or redeem. You see, so this scripture tells you that what? We will come into the land of our enemies by ships and be sold unto our enemies. For bondman means slave man, bondwoman, and slave woman. Who was the ones that was being put on auction blocks while white people walk up to you, checking your teeth, checking your body, looking all around you? That's the law. That's the curse that was put on us right there. That we would come to this side of the world under the land of our under the land of our oppressors, in the land of our enemies. You see, so what we're telling you is that we are the biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks about. Yep. You know, so hit me up, bro. You know where I be. All right, bro.
All right, bro. Cool.
All right, Brody. All right. And through that, right, through this devil getting us into through the Lord, not getting us, but through the Lord sending us unto the hand of our enemies, like we were going into, our history was able to be hidden, right? Our names were able to be stolen. We were degraded, right? Can we get what's that verse? I can say Zephaniah 2:1. Baba Kusha. Like, cause I just say that we were degraded as a people, man, right? He gave us these different terms, right? These bywords and proverbs, and he stuck that to us. So no matter where we go in the world, is that not what we're known by? Niggers, you know? Go ahead.
This is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Oh, nation not desired, man. We're that nation that's not desired. The brother read it earlier. Is this she? Is this the glory of the Lord? You know, that's how they look at us, you know. But they are the ones that played a part in making us degenerates. You see, they played a major part in that, man. You see, like we said, rap culture, nigga culture, buck breaking, right? This Esau introduced that to our people, man.
Sodomy and shit.
You know,
You know what I'm saying? Just all the wickedness, bro.
but it says, gather yourselves together. And how are we gathering together? By the form of this word, man. You see, we're being gathered by this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. You see, the scripture says that
I got something.
It said that, damn. It said that Ephraim would not envy Judah, and Judah would not envy Ephraim, right? So from the northern and the southern kingdom, right, you will have men together on these highways and hedges in various states and cities and camps, right? Prophesying this truth, man. And we're not talking about you niggas that only think that
you gotta be black.
You gotta be black,
yeah,
to be an Israelite. And you got a lot of groups like that, man. You got a lot of sects, I'm gonna say. You got a lot of sects of Israelites that believe that you gotta be of a dark tone, dark skin to be an Israelite, man. No, man, we come from various nations. Esau did what they call Edomite women that sleep with black men, which they do it intentionally, right? Is what Esau, I was watching a video of Esau saying how it's all a plan, right? They send certain Edomite women at certain, especially you rich niggas, you rich NBA niggas, you NFL niggas, right? They send their Edomites to you, right? They send their Edomites to you, right? To in their eyes, to dilute our race, right? But when they say dilute, what their agenda is to do away with dark skin, right? It was even an account in the scriptures where it said that they envied the Israelite woman because she was lively.
Oh yeah,
right? Our women were popping out babies, man. Right? Even in the land of our captivity, it said that more that they oppress us, the more we grew. You know, so what Esau's want to do, he's coming with his whole what's the word? Depopulation agenda, which really is to control and reduce the number of you Jakes that exist. You see, because who he's going to come down upon when it says that he's going to come down with great rap, don't even have a short time. He's coming down upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and neighbors, man.
I appreciate
it. When you got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Revelations 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, I like that.
So it says the dragon was wroth.
You got to let him pass out.
So look, so it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So the dragon being what? The ancient Roman Empire, but we know that America is what? Rome 2.0, right? So that woman being the nation of Israel, all right, because the nation of Israel is likened to a woman,
a delicate woman,
right? And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Now you have a remnant that the Lord had put remembrance to know who they are.
Yeah.
You have a remnant that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is dealing with on the planet Earth, because the Lord is not dealing with the whole nation of Israel. The Lord is only dealing with the elect that have turned back and worshiping the Heavenly Father and the Son in truth and sincerity and fear. So it says that which keep the commandments and have a testimony of Yahushua. So I'm gonna tell you straight up right there, just off this verse, it says they have the testimony of Yahushua Mashiach. IUIC, you done. You know what I'm saying? It ain't you. You know, you ain't got the testimony of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua because y'all exclude Yahushua.
Yeah.
You see? So it said he went to make war with those that got the testimony. And who got the testimony? Who got the true doctrine on the planet Earth? It's beginning with the leadership of the great millstone, man.
Yep.
All right. So
and
that's who Esau Edom's gonna come after.
That's who he's coming after, right? And even you niggas with false doctrine.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Don't you niggas call yourself Israelites? He coming after you niggas too, right? And ultimately, like you was going into, it's about the elect of the Lord.
Mhm.
You see, it's about the elect, and via that he don't know who the elect is, he gonna come down upon a whole nation. Case in point, remember back in 2020 when he came, I thought somebody had your shit. All right, when he came,
Damn corn. Tyreek, my damn mama.
all right, when he came down in 2020 with that juice, right? He came out with what he called it, jab the blacks. You know,
He wanted to get
He
he wanted the blacks, the
Yeah.
Native Americans, and the Mexicans.
Yep. And then what he did after he popped out with that, he showed you, he say the ones he wanted to set at
Very.
variance, those that didn't get the jab and those that did. Now look at you motherfuckers, man.
Oh yeah.
Now it's coming out that what's that nigga name?
Falsy.
Fossey, wicked ass Fossey. You're gonna call him wicked ass Fossey, right? Which
A position of no value.
yeah, a position of no value. And you position of no value. You look at, don't be confused. I'm gonna say this, don't be confused when you see them questioning him. You knew this, X, Y, Z. Man, all these niggas buddies. All these niggas on the same shit.
They all knew this is theatrical.
Yeah, they all fucking knew. They put that on the media to play with the minds of you jakes, right?
Uh-huh.
He you know, he tried to deceive you jakes to think that there's a difference between the Republican and the Democratic Party, right? Two feathers are the same motherfucking bird. All these motherfuckers are friends. Even in the time of the Romans, you had the what they call them, the plebeians and the patricians, you know? So it's no different. It said that he had two horns as a lamb, but spake as a dragon, right? Coming with his draconian measures, right? All of this that this devil pushes is draconian, right? Now it's coming out that that the jab is directly tied to what they call it, what is it called?
Like something like
cancer.
Yeah.
Cancers and tumors and things of that nature. Nature. Right? So all of you jakes that be deceived, all you Slim Thug ass niggas, all of you Deion Sanders ass niggas, all of you niggas that want to get back to your regular life, you push that shit to your people, man.
Yep.
See, and that's why the scripture said that the gates thereof language, man, because the so-called people that were set up to be so-called leaders amongst our people are leading you to burning buildings. And didn't that faggot ass nigga Martin Luther King say that shit, man?
King.
Yeah.
He said he felt like I led my people to a
burning house.
It's like basically having buyer's remorse.
Yeah, buyer's remorse. What they call it, survivor's remorse and shit. You know, but like was going into, that was all an experiment on you niggas, man. And we had, like, you got a lot of people that died from that. We even got family. We got a family member that died from that shit. Go and get that nigga jab. Go and get that juice, man.
Yep.
You see?
And it came out that it was never really no motherfucking scamdemic. It was just them doing shit, man. You know, it really was never a scamdemic. And you see, and I'm gonna tell you this. This is what's I'm gonna say it's funny. I'm gonna say, like Elder Jeremiah said, it's funny to me because you had Israelite leaders telling people to go get that motherfucking jab, bro.
Yep.
To go get the juice.
Yep.
It goes to show you who the Lord is dealing with, who he not. Come on, man. If now the studies is coming out that, hey, this was all
bullshit.
And so you had these so-called, and I'm gonna say Israelites, you get these Israelites telling that
people
congregation to go get it. That goes to show you that the Lord is not dealing with them, bro.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So we could,
if you gotta survive in this economy, you're gonna have to get the jab in the man. Fuck all that.
Yeah. That goes to show you that they trust in carnality. They don't have no faith, man.
And they want to reserve their lives here, man. If it would have came down to it, well, let's just say if that would have been, you know, what he was gonna do a mass like a mass, what's up, big dog? A mass jab, or like he did do a mass jab. But let's say he was gonna make it like, say he would have came out with the mandatory,
you gotta
do it, right? And that would have led into the C-hip, X, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just hypothetically speaking, if that would have been it, you niggas would have been leading your people to their death and demise, man. You see?
Show up.
And there wasn't no coming back from that, man. You see, then there was an argument of, is it a difference between the jab? Is it a difference between the jab and the you know what they were saying? It's not the C-hip and all, you know, trying to figure all of this different type of shit out. You know, why not just not get it? How about that?
Yeah.
Why not just not get it?
Why not just not get
it? If Esau is pumping it out, and we know that it's everything that he pushes out into our babies when they're newborn is poison, and anything that comes from a syringe or a needle that this devil pushes out is poison. Why just not get it?
Yep, because it was studies shown that these shots that you so-called supposed to get, it creates autism in children.
Yeah,
It does that. You know, if you without these shots, you know, you have less chances of that. But when you get these shots, you have a significant chance of your child coming out with autism.
well, autism. And this is my question too. Where the fuck is the faith in the Lord?
Yeah.
If it's a plague that's going around, don't it say the scripture say
No plague shall come not to thee.
not dwelling? You know, where is the faith in the Lord? At some point, you got to have some kind of faith in the Lord, man.
Yeah, you do.
When has it ever been a thing where we go to the oppressor for help?
Yep.
The scriptures say that. Can we get that? Isaiah 31. It's both of them, 31 and 30. Right? Woe to them that go
down
to
to Egypt
for help.
God.
That's basically what you're doing. Oh, we got to hit, man. Go ahead, stick me with that motherfucking juice.
Yeah.
So I don't get the nigga. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be far more worse than Jacob's trouble. But remember, you niggas don't believe there's gonna be a Jacob's trouble.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then whenever you change up your doctrine to say, okay, we gonna experience some type of trouble, you water it down.
Yep.
Like it ain't gonna be like it said on the scripture, like it's the worst time that has ever been on the planet Earth. You water it down with that to keep your congregation from, you know, like, man, what we gonna do? Because you're not preparing your congregation for the times that are come. Because if you're not instilling to exercise the muscle of faith, then what you're doing is destroying your people, man. Because it's impossible to please the Lord without faith. You have to have faith. You see what I'm saying? So look, this is Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children that said the Lord, said the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, that cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth. You ain't asked at the mouth of the Lord.
Yep.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
How many times can they say that? Shall I read it again?
And to
strengthen themselves.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
To trust in the shadow of Egypt. What trusting in the shadow of Egypt is getting his jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's telling you this is what you need to not get sick. Mm-hmm. You got me fucked up.
And they still got sick.
And they still got sick and was dying.
Mm-hmm.
The shit was DNA altering, man.
And look, and now you is DNA altering, which makes you a product of the patent holder.
Yeah.
Because now you don't have your DNA has been altered. So now you're a product of the patent holder of that.
Yeah.
You know?
So a lot of you guys have to ask yourself, is the Lord, because now the fact of the matter is that it's coming out that was Fugazi.
Fugazi.
Right? And you guys that told people to get it, to whether it been to keep a job, that was off.
Yeah.
We don't even shave our beards to get jobs. You tell a nigga to go shoot themselves with poison to get a job, trusting under the shadow of Egypt, right? And the strength of Pharaoh. You have to ask yourself now at this point, being that, am I lying? At this point that all this information is coming out, you told people to go get this, you need to go look in the motherfucking mirror.
Yep, because you're going by the precepts of men.
Yeah.
You know, you're prophesying and teaching from your own belly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what you're doing. And a lot of you Israelites, you Israelite leaders, so-called leaders, you're caught up in followings, you're caught up in the status, you're caught up in
the money, the glamour,
the leadership role, and I'm gonna say it like this, with the fame that come with being a leader, because it's like women with likes and follows and stuff. They get drunk off of it. It's like a dopamine high.
Yeah, niggas turn into social media whores.
You gotta finish on this.
Go ahead.
It says, verse 3, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
So it should bring shame to certain individuals, man. And it's confusion. You see? Because now you're seeing it's not all what you thought it was. You see? But he's telling you that this is tied directly to cancer. And then they was telling you that you niggas got a life expectancy on it now.
And then because it's like it catches up to you. Like, it's like this. It's like, say you got a like water, right? Such thing called I forgot what it's called. You get water. You get what? You know them?
Nuh-uh.
All right, but look, you know how like water can say you on a beach and like you got water, well, not on a beach, but let's just say like a water sitting for a certain time, it creates damage. It does damage. But after so long, after that, after so long, it's like the bottom gonna bust out because that water set up there on that wood and damaged it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like even like certain material, you have something called erosion. When water hits certain material for a while, it'll make it erode, and then it like create like a landslide effect.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what that is. Like that jab gonna catch up to these people, man.
Yeah, it deteriorates, and it deteriorates. It eats at you.
Yeah, and see the part reason why it say shall be your shame, because when now all this information that come out, everybody that got that jab, it's like they feel some kind of shame about it. It's like, damn, I shouldn't have did this. Damn, I did this and I didn't listen, XYZ, but I shouldn't have. I mean, come on, man. They tell you every 5 or every 10 days you got to go get your booster, your booster seat. You know what I'm saying? You got to go get that. No, man. This devil, hey, and go and bringing it back to the scriptures. He did this in the sense of, oh, this is to help you.
Yeah.
Remember, never trust thine enemy, and the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. You see, because he's never gonna do anything to help you.
You gotta think about it. Yeah, he never gonna do nothing to help you. You gotta think about it. He tell you he's all about. Right now, they still talking about it. Depopulation. You got
that nigga
red. You got these Edomites coming out saying, fuck, kill Gates. Kill Gates saying that you got this water shortage that's going on.
Billions.
Right? It's gonna be billions that die, man.
And then they're using it for their data centers, and they also could be storing this up for themselves.
Bunkers, yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So
they got cities
device,
because certain cities got them water
towers.
The water towers. If that runs out, that means it's no supply of water being given to that village. To that city, that small city where these water towers are at. So that's a war tactic, man. You see, to cut off the water supply, you cut the water supply for your enemy to where they're not able to be nourished or to have strength, right? Because if you don't have water, you can die without consuming water, man. So this devil is taking war tactics against you, Jakes, man. We are weird, bro. We are at full-fledged war with this devil right now to this day, man. And niggas is lost. Niggas don't even realize or see that we are at war, man. He's waged war against the remnant of us seed already, man. He's coming out with telling you, hey, we doing away with all seeds. Straight seedless fruit.
Because he wants you to go to him.
So if we can deplete away seeds and nothing has a seed and it's all seedless, now who controls the power of this food or resource? We do, Now, and then he's pushed out FDA approved lab grown meat. Now they're pumping it into your Taco Bells, your Mickey D's, Mickey D's is already, a lot of these places are already polluted, right? With these babies that go missing for years, babies that die on the giving birth bed, right? These people that go missing, it's thousands of people that go missing a year.
Yeah.
What you think they're doing with these bodies?
Yeah. You had one of these so-called rabbis telling you that they biggest customer is McDonald's, right?
See?
And so like the brother was going into, like, we at war with this devil. See, right now, we speaking and teaching the testimony of Yahweh. It's like we tell that, like, every time in the scriptures, when you read when the Lord's going to do something to a place, he sent out his men. That's what he did, right? And like he said, the brother just said, that's a war tactic when you cut the water off. King Hezekiah did that.
Yeah, he cut it off.
Hezekiah did that. He cut the water off on the out. Like, y'all need to read that because that's history. He cut the water off on the outside of the city, so the invasion of the Assyrians. They couldn't find water. So now if you can't find water, drinking water, because you can survive without eating, but to not have no water, that is you're gonna
die. Let's get it. 2 Chronicles 32.
Okay, I'm gonna get it. But he cut the water off, but what he did was build a water supply,
within the city.
Within the city.
Because he built it up. around the wall to where it wouldn't go outside of the wall. So he actually stopped the brook from flowing.
And so, and the reason why I'm saying that is because that's a war tactic.
Yeah, and
You
what
see?
make it a war tactic too is because when total chaos breaks out and niggas know it's no gas and they can't get gas, the first thing that people are going to stock up on and start to be in the hassle to grab is water. You see? So back in the ancient time, when you would go to war against a nation, right? Against a certain city, when you would wage war against them, they would always cleave to the brook, kind of like a deer.
Second Chronicles
32.
32.
Your military would cleave to, they will find, locate the water supply or the brook, and they will follow the path of the brook, you know? And that's what they were doing. So, you know, he understood that, you know, you're going to follow the path of the brook. So we're going to cut the water supply off, man. You see? So like a deer, when he's in the wilderness, they stay, if you want to find the hinds and so on and so forth, just find a water supply.
Yeah, because all animals go to the water supply. They all go to that water. They all know that that's where the water is at. And you see, that's why another thing in the scriptures when it says that like when it speaks about when the enemy, using the word north in the enemy, because
it's about the enemy shall come from the north.
Shall come from the north. See, because I got the map right here. Look, so we here.
Yeah, that's the way that they will come.
They would come from the north because I got the map. Hold up. I got the map. I got the map. So look, so we here on this map right here. This is where we at down here, Israel, right? And all this right here is just desert. So when they would come to invade, they would have to come from the north because you ain't got no water supply here. You see, you ain't got no water supply here. So that's why when it says that when the enemy coming from the north, and because what they traveled along to where they can get water.
Yeah,
you see. Kind of forgot where I was going with that, but that's still a good point.
No, that's a good point. That's a perfect point. Go ahead. 2 Chronicles 32.
Yeah.
With Hezekiah.
Yeah. This is second.
Right. And that's the same tactic that this devil is doing with us. You cut off a resource like that, which is a necessary resource. That's a necessity. Water is a necessity. So when you cut off that necessity, you're going, and the people know where that necessity is, and the demand of what they're going to do is they're going to go to where that necessity is. So when Esau cut the water off, it said that the water shall not run, right? When the Lord cuts off the water supply in Babylon, right? And Esau come and tell you the only way for you to have drinking water, it said that 2 or 3 shall go from city to city seeking drinking water. You're paraphrasing that scripture. So when Esau cuts off that water supply, right? The first thing niggas are going to want to do, the first thing people are going to want to do is take that jab to get water. They're going to do whatever they got to do. That's called desperate times calls for desperate measures. And everyone, the 2/3 of our people, right? The wicked of the heathen are going to be desperate because what Esau do, he show you in his movies, man. He show you in his movies when apocalyptic like scenarios go on in these movies. They take the elites, they take your doctors, your people of value that's needed to rebuild. Because remember, his slogan is "From the ashes we will rise as the phoenix." You see, so in order for you to rise up like the phoenix and come out of those bunkers, his MO is that we're gonna have doctors, nurses, carpenters, builders, the best people the best of the best people that can rebuild our kingdom. But what little do you know, nigga, the elect of the Lord is coming get your ass
out them caves.
Nigga.
So, and history tells you that happened too. Like I believe it was after World War II. What they did was they got 1,600 German scientists and things like that to build these missiles and things like that. You know, they America, they took 1,600. It was I forgot who else there was. It was Russia and America, I believe. They took. Well, not Russia and America, but America took like 1,600 of these German scientists and whatever the case may be, to build these missiles to combat, Russia, if you will.
Yep.
I'm just remembering that, like, I can't vaguely remembering that, but that goes to show you that this is what he does, bro. So he's gonna, like the brother was saying, he in the underground bunkers, that's where he's gonna be preserving all the people. That's why it was whenever you had the jump shot come out, essential workers can go to work.
Only essential workers.
Only essential workers. But with what's coming down the pipe now, it ain't gonna be no work. like it says in the book of Isaiah the 19th chapter, it ain't gonna be no work, man, because AI is taking over jobs, man. Now you hearing AI taking over jobs from just normal basic people.
Yeah,
Like
podcast niggas
yeah,
and
they
shit.
talking about AI taking over the job. And we've been telling you this, you know what I'm saying? But now it's just that now you're seeing it because hey, even if AI can't cut your damn hair, right? But you still gotta be logged into the internet of bodies to be able to do anything in this society, bro. I'm just giving you a scenario because you'll get a barber and a carpenter that say, well, shit, you can't do this. Some way, somehow, Esau Edom gonna have it to where you gonna have to get he's gonna tap into the fact that these service producing jobs, like you produce a service, like I cut hair or or I build houses and shit. Well, okay, for you, in order for you to get your wages or your money from doing such a service, you gotta be plugged in with the digital ID. You gotta have the CHIP to receive your funds because they're about to do away with the old traditional way of money and everything gonna be digital because we use digital money now.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody can use tap to pay. Everybody send me Apple Pay or send me XYZ money. And they about to get rid of that, man.
Yeah. You got it.
This is Second Chronicles 32 and 3. It said 2. It says, and when Hezekiah saw the how you say his name again, brother?
Where you at? Huh?
Right here.
Sennacherib.
And when Hezekiah saw Sennacherib was coming.
Remember, Sennacherib, that nigga was talking crazy.
Oh yeah.
Will you read this account?
Oh, and
19. Yeah, that nigga was talking.
What is your
crazy.
confidence?
Yeah, he say what? How many? He say, what nation have been delivered from my ancestors? Right? He was talking. Yeah, man. That nigga was talking crazy. He say, don't let Hezekiah fool you. Your God shall not deliver you from the power of my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Neither have any king delivered from my fathers.
Mm-hmm. You were talking
and Hezekiah went to the Lord and was like, he's saying X, Y, and Z. He's trying to turn the minds of our people, X, Y, and Z. And what the Lord said, Sennacherib shall not take this land, he said, Sennacherib shall not take the city, nor will he enter within thy walls, but he will. How did the Lord say it? He say that basically that fuck nigga Sennacherib was gonna return back without nothing. And when you read this account, it said that I think the Lord said the same way that he came, it's the same way he will return on that same pathway. But when Sennacherib returned, it say that his 2 sons slew him, man. Say that I think the Lord did say that he would die by the hands of his sons. Just paraphrasing. You got it though.
All right, it says,
but Sennacherib was talking crazy against Yahweh Shemiah Shai, and Hezekiah was like, Lord, he's saying X, Y, and Z. You ain't gonna. It's no way you gonna let him do this X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was like, nah. Go ahead.
Okay, this is all right, verse 2. It says, and when Hezekiah saw Sennacherib was come, and that he was purposed to fight against Jerusalem, he took counsel with his princes and his mighty men to stop the waters of the fountains which were without the city, and they did help him. So there was gathered much people together who stopped all the fountains and the brooks that ran through the midst of the land, saying, why should the king of Assyria come and find much water? Also, he strengthened himself and built up all the wall that was broken and raised it up to the towers, and another wall without repair, Milo in the city of David, and made darts and shields in abundance.
Mm-hmm. All right, but they was preparing. You keep going on it. They was preparing. They were getting ready. Like you ever watch on movies when it's like for an example, on I Am Legend, that wicked ass movie.
Uh-huh.
When they knew that they was coming, they got to putting the tables on the boarding up the window, boarding everything up, just trying to protect, fortify, the building of that they were in. So that's what they were doing. They fortified the city, right, and stopped the water from going outside of the city. That's why I say, why should the king of Assyria come here and find much water? Go ahead. There's some more on there. Some good stuff on there.
Yep. Check it out. It says, verse 6, and he set captains of war over the people and gathered them together to him in the streets of the gates of the city and spake comfortably to them, saying, be strong and courageous, be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him, for there be more with us than with him.
There be more with us than that be with him,
so,
man. you know, and you gotta take that mentality today's time with us, man. You see,
check this out.
being that this devil is finna come down, and what he's doing, he's speaking boldly against us too, man. He's waging war in the same manner that Sennacherib did against Hezekiah, right? This devil, he's in the mindset of, you know, if their God, if their God be if they be the people of the Most High, let that God come and deliver him, just like it says in the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. See, so this is the pride of this devil. Well, he's gotten so far gone into himself that he's boasting himself against the Lord that gave him the strength that he has. You know?
Oh yeah, this is the same. It's the same chapter. But it says, look what it says. It says, with him is arm of flesh, but with us is Yahweh our power to help us and fight our battles.
You see?
And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, king of Judah.
And that's all it takes. When you go read about in the book of Maccabees, right? When you read about Mattathias and this, how were they charging them up to go into these different battles?
The words of
with
the
the
Lord.
words of the Lord, with the remembrance of the acts of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. See?
And which remind me of that account with David, where David was like, you come to me with swords and shield.
Yeah.
I come in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
And that's the same faith in the same manner that the men of the Lord are going to be in these times when this devil comes up against us, right? We're having that great wrath, man. You see? We're going to lean upon these words. That's why I say that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time and the strength of salvation. You see? Go ahead.
It says, and the people rested. Okay, verse 9. After this, Sennacherib king, this is what you're talking about. Sennacherib king of Assyria sent his servant to Jerusalem, but he himself laid siege against Lachish and all his power with him unto Hezekiah king of Judah and unto all Judah that were at Jerusalem, saying, thus says Sennacherib king of Assyria, whereon do ye trust that ye abide in the siege of Jerusalem? Do it not Hezekiah persuade you to give over yourselves to die by famine and by thirst, saying, the Lord our power shall deliver us out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Hath not the same Hezekiah taken away his high places and his altars, and commanded Judah and Jerusalem, saying, we shall worship before one altar and burn incense upon it? Know ye not what I and my father have done unto all the people of other lands, where the gods of the nations through those lands anyway able to deliver their lands out of my hand?
You see, so what he's saying, he's calling back to the remembrance of the history of his fathers. Esau does the same thing in this time. Who's ever stopped us? Hoorah! No, that type of bullshit. With us? You know, who's gonna make war with us? And then you know what they do? They go back to their history and the wars that they've overcome and that they've won. That's what gives the American people the pride that they have in today's time, man. And what's one king that Esau Edom likes to go back to? Alexander
the Great. Yeah,
the Great. They always bring up Alexander the Great, man. So that's them boasting in the power of their ancestors and where they come from. Don't be deceived, man. This devil know his lineage and where he come from, man.
Yep.
You see? Go ahead.
It says, who is there among all the gods of those nations that my fathers utterly destroyed?
Yeah, so what the gods of these other nations, we done took down many nations. What God there is that's gonna deliver, because none of these other nations will deliver. So what makes you guys any different? That's the manner that he's coming in. Go ahead.
That could deliver his people out of my hands, that your God should be able to deliver you out of my hands.
And who's saying the same thing in these times? Esau Edom is. Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. We can get that. Go ahead.
It says, now therefore let not Hezekiah deceive you, nor persuade you on this manner, neither yet believe him, for no God of any nation or kingdom was able to deliver his people out of my hands and out of the hands of my fathers. How much less shall your God deliver you out of my hands? So that's what he's saying. He basically saying, how you if we did all this to these other nations, what makes you think that your God is any different? We did it. So he was basically glorifying in his military might. He was basically glorifying the power that he had at his fingertips. But you must understand, hey, we come in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You know, angelic power here, man. All right, the only God that ever truly exists.
Yeah,
you see, you know, all these different other gods are idols, false gods.
Yep. You can get that Wisdom of Solomon too, because Esau said the same thing. You know, Esau is saying the same thing in these times, man. Go ahead. Oh, Shalaki. Wisdom of Solomon 2. Right? Because what he said, he say, what God is going to deliver you, you know, as if we don't have a power, you know. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2
18,
and
17,
18,
start 17.
7 and 17. Let us.
Oh, what 15 say?
Oh yeah, 6 there.
You got it.
We esteem him. Verse 16. Wisdom of Solomon 2. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father.
Yes, and this is what we say.
Let us.
We're saying that now, right? That Yahweh Shemiah Shai is our Father, right? And you know, that's who we give our infinite honors and prayers to. That's what he's saying. He say, well, he say that he's the righteous. He say, you know, he's Lord willing, he's up to hopefully elect. He say that the Lord gonna come and deliver the elect. He say, you know, they're keeping a record of what we speak.
Saying, yeah.
Just as Yahweh Shai said. He said, if they kept my sayings, they would keep yours also, man. You see? So this is what Esau Edom is saying. Go ahead.
It says, let us see if his words be true.
Let's see if let's test it and let's put this shit to the test. We need to see if this shit is true. Because as far as we know, y'all are niggers. Y'all ain't never been shit. Y'all ain't gonna be shit. Y'all are lower than us. Y'all are inferior to us. You know, we beat y'all down for all of these years.
And if he loved you so much, why he ain't
came deliver you yet? That's the mindset of the heathen. Go ahead.
It says, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
Let us prove, because this devil ultimately don't believe, man, that we're going to be delivered. It said that he accused us before our power day and night, man. You see, go ahead.
It says, for if the just man be the son of God, he will help him.
He will help him. If he be the son of God, he's going to help him. Go ahead.
And deliver him from the hands of his enemy.
And deliver him from the hand of his enemy, right?
Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
Let's put these niggas through hell. We're gonna come down on these niggas with wrath. We're gonna trample upon them. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z. Go ahead.
It says, let us condemn him with the shameful death, for by his own sayings he shall be respected.
He shall be, by his own saying, he shall be respected. So is that not the same shit that Sennacherib was saying? Is your Lord, let's, you know, what God and X, Y, and Z boasting in himself, that wicked ass nigga, man. And Esau is a wicked ass nigga himself, saying the same thing as we just read, man. You see, but you got to remember the Lord. Now he may be able to do certain of these things and get away with certain shit, right? And he's not, I'm gonna say not getting away, because ain't nobody getting away. You know, he's not getting away with anything that he's doing or put his hands to do against you, the nation of Israel. But the Lord said that he loveth the gates of Zion more than the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So the Lord has a remnant, right, that he's going to come and defend and avenge. Go ahead.
This is Psalms. Let me get it in the NLT. This is Psalms 37 in the NLT. It says, Psalm 37 and 32, the wicked wait in ambush for the godly, looking for an excuse to kill them.
Yeah.
But Yahweh will not let the wicked succeed, or let the godly be condemned when they put on trial.
There you go. So when we're entering into the times that we're entering into, the Lord is not gonna let this devil have his fucking way with us, man. Just as he did with Sennacherib. You got some more now?
No, I was gonna get another precept.
I had one too. Get 2 Kings 19 real quick.
This is 2 Kings 19.
Like 32. It's when the Lord gave a response to Hezekiah for Sennacherib about what he was going to do to Sennacherib.
This is 2 Kings 19 and what? 32. This is 2 Kings 19 and 32. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord concerning the king of Assyria.
This was what the Lord response was to Hezekiah about Sennacherib, because Hezekiah was like, Lord, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, but just like that precept said, the Lord will not allow us to be overtaken when when this devil come down. Go ahead.
It says, he shall not come into the city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shields, nor cast a bank against it.
Yeah, so it's nothing he ain't gonna wage war. I'm not gonna give him the ability to put you guys to death. Go ahead.
It says,
He
By
not
the-
gonna shoot arrow against this place to take one soul. Go ahead.
By the way he came, by the way he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into this city, said the Lord. For I will defend this city to save it for my own sake and for my servant David's sake.
And for my servant David's sake. So he said, I will defend this city, right? And where are the bulk of the Israelites today? Where's the elect of the Lord at today's time? We're in Babylon the Great, man.
Mhm.
And what the Lord is going to do, he's going to defend us, man.
Now you got some elect across the four corners of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
but the bulk of the elect is going to be delivered from Babylon the Great.
The bulk of the salvation is going to happen here.
Great
The
salvation.
great salvation is going to happen here, man. See, so the Lord isn't going to allow Esau Edom to just have his way with us, just as he delivered us from the wicked ass Sennacherib. And you ain't got that was it on it. He sent him back to his land, and he ended up getting smoked by his sons. And that was a shameful way to go out. You know, that brings shame upon your house. When you have wicked sons, right, or wicked daughters, that brings shame upon your father's house. You know, so for him to be slew by his sons brought shame upon him, man. You got it.
This is Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
And what's that 7 trouble? What's that 7 trumpet?
That's when
Right? That's when those missiles come down, man. You see? So we're going to be delivered from what the scriptures call that second death. It says, whom the second death had no power. You know, you got it.
Because during that 7, it's going to be the missiles coming, and it's going to be the elect is going to meet the Lord in the air.
Yeah, simultaneously as the
Mhm.
missiles are coming, salvation is going to happen, man.
Mhm.
You know, and that's going to be beautiful because the people that did not believe, right? They're going to see it. It says, how is he numbered among the saints, man? You got it.
It says verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death,
Uh-huh.
and in war from the power of the sword.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So all of the things that the Lord have appointed for the wicked, right, to die by, right, which it's a precept that says that the sword, famine, you know, the dogs of terror, so on and so forth, all of these things were created for the wicked. You see, so the Lord is going to give the wicked over to these things, man. But as far as the righteous, right, and his ultimately his elect, he's going to deliver us, man. And famine, we're going to laugh. Who's laughing in a time of famine? There's no resources, there's no food, there's no water, but it said that my servant shall eat, but ye shall be thirsty, man. So we're going to be taken care of, man.
Yep.
And we got to have that faith that the men of old had. We got to have that faith to know that, man, look, no matter where we go, where we at, the Lord is with us. You got it.
And remember the video I was talking about? I sent you from Elder Yashawamba.
Yeah.
You have to speak these things.
Yeah.
You have to know these things in your mind. You know what's on your mind. That's inside joke. You have to know these things, bro. All right. And I was thinking about it. What you just said, like what you just said, the dogs to tear. I'll be thinking because I'll be like looking up dogs and stuff. See, because the dogs out here just look like. I mean, it's gonna be a spirit that the Lord gonna put on these dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But I be thinking about these big ass dogs. I be looking at these big ass dogs that you gotta get from somewhere else.
Yeah, like
know
you got your fucking bulls, like all of your mastiffs,
like big
ass dog. Like they got a video out that I was looking at. I was gonna do a video on it this week. You got a video that's out there of a big ass Rottweiler. You know the Rottweilers be big. Big ass Rottweiler, bro, on top of a baby. Shaking.
Oh yeah, I seen.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen it.
And everybody was just scared.
Mhm.
Now imagine when it's packs of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, and it's like the spirit of the Lord is on them.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that. The dogs to tear. I believe that was a stallion who got they threw her ass over the balcony. And the dogs ate her ass up. You feel me? That's some. In those times, you had some big ass dogs.
Yeah.
Big ass dogs, bro.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
And the description does say that the animal shall change their place.
He say that
the beast shall
change their place.
Hey, bro, and we about to see some shit.
Yeah, so you're gonna have various cats. You're gonna have, you know, these, bro. You ever seen like Black Panthers and shit and fucking
man? I did whenever we I think the brother when we was out there camping out there in Clinton, the brother was talking about they had I think it was a panther out there or it was a bear. I forgot what it was. It was something out there that the brother was saying that was out there. But look, even this, coyotes.
Yeah, coyotes get on your ass. That's pack animals.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So can we get you said like Elder Yashawamba was going into in this video, right? You got to speak these things. Can we get Jeremiah 29?
Yeah.
and 11. And it all goes back to your faith and your expectation in the Lord, man.
Yep.
You know,
This is Jeremiah 29.
and you ultimately, because expectation goes back to your hope, right? Our hope in Yahweh Bashim Shai.
I can't
Go
wait
ahead.
till motherfuckers. You saw everybody going laughing like, haha, you know. I can't wait till motherfuckers understand that this is where you gotta go in order to hear the word of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know, but then by that time, it should be a famine. Not of bread, not of water, but of hearing the word of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know? So look, this is Jeremiah 29 and 11. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord,
Thoughts
of peace and not of evil, to give you
an
an expected end.
Right? And when you go into that expected, it goes into whatever your hope is, right? Your expectation. You know, what are you expecting to receive? You know, are you expecting to, you know, are you an individual that's expecting to be put to death?
Mm-hmm.
Are you an individual, like the scripture say, blessed he who was constantly had not condemned him and had fallen from his hope?
Yeah.
That hope, that expectation goes into your hope. So if are you an individual that's fallen from your hope in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? Are you an individual that lost patience and waiting on the Lord?
Yep.
You know, are you a person that a spirit of doubt overcomes you? You know, when you start to go through different trials and tribulations in hell, you know? See, so what is your you got to ask yourself, man, what are your expectations and what are you speaking?
Yeah, because
You know?
the things that you speak is coming from your heart.
It's life. It say,
You know
out of thy belly shall flow rivers of living water. This is life.
Yeah.
So the shit that you speak, the scripture says that from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak it, man. You see, so whatever is in your heart is what you gonna spew out.
And it's
Oh man, I don't know if the Lord gonna, you know, I don't know if He's gonna deliver me out of it. What the fuck is you talking about?
man, the Lord gonna deliver you, man. The Lord gonna deliver you. Remember, it speaks about the tongue being a little member.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, hey,
A world of iniquity and it's such a whole world on fire.
we gotta speak life. We gotta speak life. We gotta speak. You know, and I'm not coming from the prosperity way of Christians, but we gotta speak. You know, life. Like, hey, listen, we understand we about to go through these troubles, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna deliver us.
Yeah.
You see, that's it. That's good.
Because your faith, what you're getting it from is His word. You're getting it from the script. You're calling to remembrance His words, man. You see, the scriptures say. Let me get it. I don't remember exactly where it's at. It say what's that one that say go ahead, let me find this.
I want to know what you look.
I'm looking for that hold on, all ages. It say
Wisdom being put in.
no, not that. It say
wait.
it said that
Sirach, the second chapter.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. All ages. So let's just see if that's what maybe Sirach 2 and 10, or maybe 2 and 9, or maybe 2 and 8.
Yeah, I'm trying to see right now. Hold on. I know it was at the bottom. Oh, let me see. Generation road right here. Yeah, verse 10.
I was right.
Yeah, this is it. This is Sirach 2 and 10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? It says,
See, and the thing about it, you have to see, you got to read on the accounts where the Lord delivered the nation of Israel. Like I always remember it's 2 Chronicles, the 20th chapter. It's 1 Chronicles 20th chapter, where the Lord had Edom, Ammon, and I forgot the other nation. They was coming up against the nation of Israel, and the Lord had them fight and kill each other.
yep.
You gotta think that the Lord did that for them.
And
How much more so the elect, man?
Yep, it was one when we had no weapons of war.
Maccabee.
Yep. This the one I was looking for. This was Solomon 7. That was a good one though. This was Solomon 7 and 27. It says, in being but one, she can hold on. No, that's not it either. We're just gonna stick with that one. But it's another one. I can say that to you that in all ages that's basically trusting the Lord, he will not forsake, you know. But I can't remember where it's at. Salaki. You had another precept?
No, brother.
All right. That was it. I think that was it. I can't remember what that precept that is blowing me. This flesh, man, Salakia. You know, we in this flesh, we forget, we forget things. Lord willing, they come back to me after camp, I'll put it on a comment. I'll put it on like the comment section. Right. But you had anything else? No precepts? All right. So with that, Lord willing, we pray this camp blessing was edifying to you. Akim, we want to face the east and give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace, salutation to you, Alchemy, the foremost push of truth and sincerity and diligence. Till next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Boy, that's gonna bother me.